Religion for Atheists, Book Summary. Introduction. What if you could borrow the oldest life hacks on earth, even if you don't believe in a single deity? In this video, you'll discover how age-old rituals can rebuild the sense of community we've lost in our busy secular lives. You'll learn why restaurants might be failing as meeting spots and how they could thrive by borrowing a page from church gatherings. You'll see how simple, structured practices teach us to let go of our ego so we stop living for likes and start living for connection. Stick around, and by the end, you'll have 3 powerful, everyday ideas that can bring more purpose, warmth, and balance to your world, no matter what you believe. Please read, or listen, or watch till the end of the book summary. This video, including its audio and script, is protected by copyright. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or piracy is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action. Welcome to Religion and Spirituality English Book Summary, Episode 6. In this episode, we'll explore 2012 published book Religion for Atheists, a non-believer's guide to the uses of religion, written by Alain de Botton. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary, Chapter 1. Finding Value Beyond Belief. Ever wondered what religion can teach us, even if you don't believe in gods? You might picture a white-bearded god on a throne, or an ornate church, maybe a Botticelli painting. These images make us link religion to the divine. But religion goes far beyond those ideas. You don't need to believe in any deity to learn from religious traditions. Think of morality. It gives us ideas on how to live better. It shows us how to treat others with respect. These ideas don't have to come from a church. Yet Nietzsche warned of the bad odor of religion. That warning pushed many away. They thought morality was off limits because it smelled too religious. But we can reclaim what religion gives us. We can borrow rituals. We can borrow festivals. These add depth to our lives. Early Christianity did just that. It mixed the midwinter solstice with the birth of Jesus. This mix created Christmas. It gave people a new way to celebrate at the darkest time of year. Epicurus showed another path. This Greek philosopher said that people who love wisdom should build their own communities. That idea led to monasteries, quiet places where people lived and learned together. These places grew from a simple idea: people need friends and purpose. Religion also teaches us about ceremony. A simple gathering can remind us that we share a bond. It can bring hope. It can bring joy. It can bring comfort. It can give us a sense of time, a reason to pause and reflect. So if you are a non-believer, stay curious. See what religion offers beyond gods. Look at the social ties it builds. Look at the festivals it creates. See how rituals shape our best moments. In this book, you'll find ways to add meaning and warmth to your life, straight from traditions you may have thought had nothing to offer. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary, Chapter 2. Building Community. Ever wondered why holidays feel so special? They pull us away from our busy days. They bring us close to family and friends. Most of these days come from religion. Think of your last family gathering. It probably fell on a holiday rooted in faith. Organized religion has long been a way to unite people. It still does today, but as our world grows and gets more secular, we risk losing that sense of togetherness. Picture the last stranger you passed on the street. You likely felt no connection at all. Now imagine a space where everyone belongs. That's what religion creates. Take the Catholic Mass. It gathers people under one roof. They pray, they sing, they listen. Long ago, Mass began as a shared meal. It was like randomly sitting with strangers in a restaurant. Breaking bread together naturally builds community. It makes us feel we belong. Religion has more rituals that help us bond. Think of making amends. In Judaism, the year opens with Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. On that day, people look back on the year. They admit mistakes. They ask for forgiveness. It's a time to heal old wounds. What if we borrowed that idea? Imagine a secular Day of Atonement, a day to say sorry, a day to forgive, a day to start fresh. Maybe it could even be a new holiday. These rituals remind us that we need each other. They show us that shared moments can heal loneliness. In this book, you'll see how we can use these practices without any gods. You learn how simple gatherings and honest talks can rebuild the communities we all crave. Stick around to find out more. Religion for Atheists. Book Summary, Chapter 3. Finding a Moral Compass. Ever felt stuck when you had to make a tough choice? You might wish someone was there to give clear advice. As kids, our parents told us what to do all the time. We followed the rules. Then we grew up and tried to make our own way. We thought we didn't need those rules anymore. Still, life can get tricky. We face hard questions about right and wrong. Who do we turn to then? In religious groups, people don't have to look far for help. Religion acts like a moral compass. It shows what to do when we feel lost. In Christianity, humans are seen as weak. The idea of original sin says we all start with flaws. Because of that, it makes sense to set rules. These rules help us treat each other with respect and care. Judaism offers its own guidance. The Mishnah shares old Jewish ideas. Some parts read like laws, others feel more like tips. You find advice on asking parents for permission to travel. You even find suggestions about how often a husband should show love to his wife. Religion often uses art to teach us virtues. In the Scrovigny Chapel in Padua, Giotto painted a mural of 7 human figures. Each figure stands for a moral virtue. When people see those images, they know what traits to aim for. Saints serve a similar purpose. They show us what goodness and kindness look like. Devout Catholics keep small sculptures or paintings of saints in their homes. These figures remind them of the virtues they admire. In our secular world, freedom feels more important than strict rules. We prize independence and choice. But maybe we have given up something of value. Maybe we could borrow some of these moral guides. We could use simple rules that help us act with kindness. We could use images and stories that inspire good deeds. In this book, you will see how these ancient practices can fit into modern life. You'll learn to build your own moral compass. You'll find ways to treat others well. And you'll see how small reminders can help you stay on the right path.
Religion for Atheists. Book Summary, Chapter 4. Learning Beyond Subjects. What if school taught more than just facts? Think back to high school classes. You probably sat through endless math problems. You wondered when you'd ever use them. You're not alone in that feeling. Modern schools split subjects. You study art history with paintings. You learn literature from books. You hear music theory through classical tunes. Each topic stays in its own box. But religious education works differently. It explores big themes like love and humility. It uses stories, hymns, old texts, and speeches. You learn the idea. If you can understand something properly, you can realize how it can be implemented in life. Religious lessons mix many materials. You hear an anecdote, you sing a hymn, you read a speech. All lead back to the same theme. You don't have to memorize forcefully. You don't just memorize. Those get stuck in the mind by themselves. Imagine a school with a personal relationships department. Imagine a faculty for the art of being alone. You could take classes on empathy. You could learn to reflect on your own thoughts. These skills matter every day. Teachers also battle boredom. Religious leaders found a solution. African American preachers use call and response. The crowd joins in that back and forth. It keeps everyone awake. It makes the message unforgettable. What if more teachers used this trick? What if lessons felt alive like a sermon? In this book, you will see how religious education can build some life skills along with the outdated rotten ideas. We should design our lessons in such a way that they teach both facts and usage. Stay tuned to discover practical ideas to remake school and life around the things that really matter. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary, Chapter 5. A Wall for Our Worries. Ever scrolled through Instagram and wondered why no one shares their hard days? We all post our wins. We hide our pains. This habit builds false hopes. It makes us feel alone when life gets tough. Look at the real Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. Each morning, people of Judaism gather there. They pray. They tuck notes into the stones. Their notes hold wishes, disappointments, and secret hopes. This ritual shows a powerful truth. Sharing our sorrow can heal us. What if we made our own Wailing Wall? A safe space where anyone could leave a note. It could be online. It could be in a town square. People could stay anonymous. They could pour out their fears. They could admit their broken dreams. Seeing those notes would remind us we all struggle sometimes. Compassion grows when we accept our own sadness. It blooms when we reach out to others. Many religions teach this with mother figures. Maria, the mother of Jesus, shows tender love. Isis of Egypt and Demeter of Rome do the same. They remind us that caring is a strength. They teach that being vulnerable is human. Early Christianity even compared our soul to a child. That idea gave rise to prayers to Mother Mary. Today, people in Kuala Lumpur and Venezuela still whisper to her. They ask for comfort for their inner childlike soul. In Chinese Buddhism, Guanyin steps in during sorrow. She is a bodhisattva in female form. She embraces the broken. She soothes the hurting. Her story shows that we all deserve care. In this book, you'll learn to build simple rituals like these. You'll see how letting others in can lighten your load. You'll discover ways to turn shared grief into real connection. Stick around to find out how a little compassion can turn social pressure into true support. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary Chapter 6, Seeing the Cosmic Picture. Ever stared at the night sky and felt tiny? Our world seems huge, yet it's just a speck in space. A single sunset can make our daily worries look small. That zit on your forehead? It feels less important when you watch colors stretch across the horizon. Laughter of children can remind us life is bigger than our problems. Religions have long helped us feel humble. Think of the book of Job. Job lives in comfort. Then he loses everything. Why? Because he began to feel he deserved that life. The story teaches us not to ask why me, but to learn and grow through hardship. The philosopher Spinoza had a similar view. He called God the cause itself. He urged us to know the universe's laws. Then we should align our lives with those laws, even if it means letting go of our own wishes. Science can do the same for us. It doesn't just give us facts, it frames our place in the cosmos. We know our planet circles the sun, but even our fiery star is small. Meet Eta Carinae. It's 400 times bigger than our sun. It shines 4 million times brighter. In its presence, our solar system feels humble. Imagine a science class that ends with a moment to look up, a time to feel awe, a chance to let go of small worries, to see life's bigger story. In this book, you'll learn how ancient wisdom and modern science join forces. You'll discover ways to keep perspective every day. You'll see how knowing the universe can help you stay grounded, hopeful, and amazed. Stick around to explore the vastness that holds us all. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary Chapter 7, Lessons in Sand and Stone. Have you ever stopped to think why we keep painting Jesus on the cross? Or why we build huge churches that tower over our towns? Art and architecture have a special power. They show us life's biggest lessons in a way we never forget. Religious art often returns to the same themes. We see Jesus as a child and feel the child inside us all. We watch the story unfold again and again. Each time we learn more about hope and innocence. In Buddhism, artists create mandalas from sand. These patterns teach us about the harmony of the universe. They show us how life is always changing. A single grain of sand might slip away, yet the full design still holds its beauty. Long ago, the church decided what themes mattered most. Artists followed their lead. People didn't expect artists to be deep thinkers. They just wanted clear messages. Today, many artists become famous. They shine in the spotlight. But imagine if they used their fame to help us all face life's big questions. A painting you love can make time stop. It can speak to you in a way words never could. Architecture does this too. The spaces we live in shape our thoughts. A simple room can feel cozy or cold. A cathedral can feel like a safe place. In 1536, the Council of Trent made this clear. They wrote rules for church design. They chose a tall cross as the main focus. They raised the pulpit so the priest's voice lifted above the crowd. The decree said cathedrals were articles of faith. They wanted people to feel faith long after they left. These buildings were meant to touch the heart. In this book, you'll learn how to use art and space in your own life. You'll see how simple touches can remind you of what matters most. You'll discover ways to make everyday places speak to your soul. Stick around to explore how sand and stone can guide you on your journey. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary, Chapter 8. Rituals that build trust. Ever felt uneasy at the doctor's office? You walk in with a worry. You hope you'll get the same care next time. Now imagine if that visit felt comforting. Imagine if every step showed you could trust the place. Strong institutions create rituals that everyone follows. The Catholic Church does this well. Every church around the world runs the same way. In confession, the priest's tone stays calm. The steps stay the same. Even the confession box sits in the same spot. These rules make people feel safe. They know what to expect. Religion uses both mind and body to share ideas. In Zen Buddhism, there is the tea ritual called Chanoyu. You stir the tea slowly, you focus on each move. Your mind drops thoughts about status or praise. The simple room clears your head. The ceremony shows you how small acts can bring big calm. Dates also matter. Religion marks special days to bring people together. Jews celebrate the first cherry blossoms every year. They read poems. They pray to thank the divine for beauty in spring. In Zen Buddhism, people gather on the 15th night of the 8th month. They watch the full moon. They feel linked to fellow Buddhists around the world. These rituals turn a group into a family. They help build deep trust. They give each person a shared moment. In our secular world, we could borrow these ideas. What if hospitals had a simple calming ritual before each visit? What if schools started the day with a short mindful exercise? What if companies marked a shared holiday to pause and reflect? In this book, you'll see how rituals shape our lives. You'll learn practical ways to bring comfort to places you visit. You'll discover how small shared actions can turn any group into a trusted community. Stay tuned to find out how rituals can make your world feel more reliable and more caring. Religion for Atheists, Book Summary Conclusion. Stay connected. You've seen how religion still matters today. It builds caring communities that stick together. It teaches us life skills and good values that last a lifetime. It even helps us feel small and humble in the huge universe we share. You learned that simple rituals can bring us closer. You saw how moral rules guide our choices. You saw how art and space teach deep ideas. You learned to borrow the branding power of religion to make any group feel strong and united. Think about how the Catholic Church uses the same meet and greet steps everywhere. It's like McDonald's 300-page book of rules on smiling, name tags, and burger mayo. These clear guidelines make sure people have the same warm feeling, no matter where they go. Now it's your turn. Try these ideas at work or at home. Make a ritual that everyone knows. Set simple rules that guide you through hard times. Use clear standards to build trust in your team. Thanks for sticking around. Listen the other book summary. Disclaimer, please check the description. Any digital copy of this content that is shared through piracy or downloaded without permission or uploaded on any online social media platform will be considered a clear violation of copyright law. Piracy is a serious offense and strict legal action will be taken against it. Additionally, copyright infringement may result in a strike against your YouTube channel or page, and it could even be deleted. Therefore, please do not engage in piracy or support it. This content has been created based on the references from the mentioned book. However, it may contain some unintentional errors or inconsistencies due to human or mechanical mistakes. If you notice any mistakes or inconsistencies, please accept our apologies and inform us through a comment, message, or email. If you enjoy this book summary and wish to gain complete knowledge of the book, then please consider purchasing the book from an online or offline bookstore and reading it. Thank you very much.